So I'd like to tell you a story about how I put a rooftop tent on my truck without permanently mounting it. Because, to be honest, I love using my truck as a truck, and I don't want to have to unbolt and bolt something every time I want to go out in the woods with my buddies. So follow along, and I'm going to take you on a journey about how I built what I call the skid. So the idea is to build a metal frame with some wooden boxes for storage, and mount the tent on top. This way I can just anchor it to the bed of the truck, still have space behind it, and space inside for everything I need. My truck is a 1994 F350 with a Cummins in it, and you may have even seen that in another video. My tent is an Ironman 4x4 tent. I picked it up used. And I have some 2-inch pipe laying around. So the bed measures 4 foot by 8 foot 2 and 3 foot 8 to the top of the cab. This is the space I have to work with. The tent is 4 foot 10 wide, 4 foot long, and about a foot tall. And most important, I want to put my Iceco refrigerator in it, which is 39 by 19. So we'll get our first pieces cut at 4 foot 6. Now I want the tent to be about center with the cab of the truck, and the tent's a foot tall. So if we take our measurement, we get 3 foot 2 from the floor of the bed to the bottom of the tent. With 2-inch pipes, we're going to need 2 foot 10 to go in between the pipes, but we need a 1/2 inch cope. That way it'll attach a lot easier. So we figure 2 1/2 inches is 1 inch. That gives us a measurement of 2 foot 11. And with the copes on both ends, we should get an overall height of 3 foot 2. So here you can see me marking out and cutting the copes. And personally, this is my least favorite way to do it. This is a Harbor Freight pipe coper, and they're kind of junk. Always stick it on the belt grinder, clean it up a little bit, and throw the tubes on the ground, and look at that. Bang on 3 foot 2. Or close enough. I'll take our pieces and we're going to frame them up. And sometimes doing things like this, it's easier to build both frames on top of each other. So you can keep them nice and square, keep them even. And I'll stick them together real quick. This was kind of a pain. I don't have my welding table really set up at the moment. So I had to use some scrap iron to get everything kind of held and framed up. I had some junk plywood laying around too, so I think with this 3/4 is what I cut the base of this out of. This will make the base of the wooden boxes. Here I'm laying out the side pieces, and I'm trying to not, have too much waste with this. This is a prototype, but I would much rather be frugal about the material I'm using. You can see my wife and baby stop by to say hi. And using some 2x2s to build the interior frame of this wooden box. On one side, I'm just building a regular door that opens, and this is the side that my electronics are going to set in as far as AGM batteries or whatever to run equipment. And this side is the quote-unquote driver's side. I had to make it kind of a double door system, and I used slide latches to secure this front face. And the reason being is because that Iceco refrigerator is pretty decent size. So you can see me kind of putting things together there. I test fit the tent, just wanted to look things over. And I dug through and finally found the hardware. When I found the hardware, I figured out, oh, I can just put this directly on the top tubes, and I was pretty happy about that. I'll get everything slid in there and get it bolted down. Here I had to crawl underneath the tent to pull in the box because, everything's getting kind of heavy. And I ran some screws down in it to anchor it. And this was the completed prototype, which it isn't much, but it's more of a proof of concept than anything. So I fired up the forklift, and even though it was the middle of the night, decided I needed to throw it in the truck and strap it down so you can kind of get the idea. And this here is the prototype mounted in the truck. Shortly I'll get everything packed and I did some wiring, and I didn't really take much for video of that, but we can talk about it at a later time. My friends and I head off in the woods for our yearly camp. I really enjoy camping, and like I said, I like the idea of a rooftop tent, but I don't want it mounted on my truck full time. So I figured having something like this I could easily put in and out of the truck makes things so much easier. And right here you're going to see me break my ladder. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And it's funny, I'm using a drone to shoot this, and all my friends are sitting there laughing at me, because, you know, you gain quite the following when you got a camera in the sky and you end up breaking stuff on your brand new project that you're so excited about. But that's okay. This is a friend of mine, he's got his rooftop tent on his old Jeep. Stock suspension, so the poor thing's sagging pretty good. Got some friends sleeping in tents, roughing it out, some sleeping in toppers. You can see my setup there. I got the Iron Man all folded out. Pretty nice. Got some doggos running around. Hidden in the woods there is another friend of mine and his Toyota. You'll probably see it here in a second. And a friend of ours with his brand new Bronco. Now this is the first time really messing around with a drone, getting footage, so you'll have to bear with me. It's no professional quality. At least not yet. And here's my buddy's Toyota. I built the bumper on that. That's on a previous video. And just kind of some cool action shots out where we're hanging out. Hopefully, down the road, I'll do a solar video on what I set up there, because this setup actually worked really, really good for what I needed. And I brought the generator just in case, and threw some drinks in the drink cooler. And in less time it needed to be, it was time to go home, but on the way out of the road, figured it'd be good to get some nice shots. This is probably my favorite thing. This is a cliff face that overlooks both of our regular camping spots. And it's just a great place to get some nice footage. And really show off the skid. I'm thinking in the future I'm going to build a bigger one. I have some other ideas about building it out of aluminum tubing and having telescoping legs so it's easy to move in and out of a truck. Because not everyone can, you know, grab a forklift to move their stuff in and out. So in the future, I might be building something like that. I got some really, really cool ideas as far as having a diesel heater in it, telescoping legs, full-length drawers to bring out so your refrigerator and dry goods, everything are easy to get to. But I tell you what, for a weekend warrior thing, this setup works really good. And I'm hoping in the future we'll do some other camping videos. And I'll probably add on to this one, because I'm definitely not going to get rid of it quite yet. So thanks for tuning in to Steel Dog Fabrication. Follow along, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.